event we're looking ahead to this evening. President Cyril Ramaphosa is addressing the Afrikanerbond centenary celebrations down in Paarl. Let's see exactly what he is expected to say and what the reaction could very well be to him addressing the Afrikanerbond. My colleague Lester Kiewit joins us now from what looks like a beautiful but cold evening in Paarl. Evening to you, Lester. Give us the background to the president addressing Afrikanerbond this evening.
Well, tonight we're here in Paarl, where the Afrikanerbond, originally known as the Afrikanerbond, celebrates its 100th anniversary this evening. President Ramaphosa invited as the special guest to deliver that keynote address here this evening. Now, the president has, over the past few weeks, been visiting several constituencies. I think also not only to bring forward his new message, but also as a tacit start of an election campaign for the 2019 general elections. The president will be here tonight at the Afrikanerbond celebrations. They say that he'll be delivering his message and his plan for South Africa and his new dispensation as president of the Republic. I've spoken to some people around here already who say that they're quite confident in the president, and they have a level of confidence in what he calls his new dawn. Now, this despite South Africa is still suffering some very tumultuous economic times, but according to one gentleman I spoke to, he says, what comes first, the economic prosperity, or does the confidence and the confidence come first? So I think it's a very much an anticipated address by the president, delivering his agenda to what is essentially a very unique constituency, the Afrikanerbond having its legacy as the Broederbond, and during the time of apartheid, rebranding itself in the late 1990s, now still forming its key mandate as a voice in the Afrikaner community. They say they're looking forward to the address by the president tonight, giving his direction and plan for the country.
Not just the country, Lester Kiewit. I'm sure as we speak about nation building, but we can't talk about Paarl down in the Western Cape without talking about farming, the wine industry, farm workers, employment rights, and so on and so forth. And one would imagine, if we take what we've heard from the president over the past few months since he's come into the office, that his big talk is about dealing with poverty around South Africa. I imagine then in that part of the country he'll be talking about the farming communities and that industry.
I think along with farming also comes with the issue of land expropriation without compensation. I'm sure this is going to be a topic for discussion. There'll be a question and answer session with the president. I'm sure that is almost guaranteed to come up in conversation tonight. But the president and members of his government have said that they have been in negotiations, they have been in consultations with groups like the Afrikanerbond, groups with like organized agriculture, Agri-SA. They say that they've received input from groups like those, and I'm sure that's going to be something that the president will be touching on, especially the issues regarding land expropriation without compensation, the role of organized agriculture, and the usage of particularly agri-land to support black and emerging farmers. I think that's going to be a key input of the president. And over the last few months, since the issue of land expropriation without compensation has arisen, the president has said that this is not an issue that government will be taking a unilateral decision on. They say they are engaging with stakeholders, and they say that organizations like organized agriculture, organizations like Agri-SA will be forming key parts of those negotiations regarding the land question. But as you very rightly touched on the issue of national unity, the issue of the president addressing a group like the Afrikanerbond, I put it on my social media and Twitter a little bit earlier, and we've had that reactions from people. Why is the president addressing this group? And I think the question regarding nation building and dialogue, particularly with all strata of South African society, society, this is going to be key to the president's agenda. Just last week, the president addressed a gathering of the Muslim Judicial Council, also in Cape Town. And I think this is also part of the president's plan, is the so-called New Dawn, bringing South Africa together, getting everyone behind his vision of putting the economy on track. And I'm sure it's going to take all constituencies around South Africa to help the president put action to that economic vision of his.
And we look forward to that particular discussion later this evening. Lester Kiewit, thank you very much. Quite right. On his Twitter account, he has put that. If you want to follow him on Twitter, you can. Just go look for our Lester Kiewit. Also, his handle, if you prefer that, is at Lester KK. I can also tell you we will be bringing you that here on eNCA this evening when it starts around about 6 o'clock this evening, and we'll also be live streaming on eNCA.com a little bit later tonight as well.